The highly anticipated bout between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier, UFC 264, did not go according to plan. It ended in a horrific incident as Conor McGregor suffered a lower leg injury that rendered him unable to continue the fight. But in the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, Dustin Poirier claimed Conor McGregor was a dirtbag for grabbing his gloves.
He was putting his fingers in my glove and pulling me down to throw the up kicks. This guy's a dirtbag, man.
Now, you can see my video on that, and unfortunately for Conor McGregor, he does have a history of cheating. See my video on Conor versus Khabib. But in this case, Dustin Poirier has no room to talk smack because he also cheated early on in the fight when Conor McGregor had Dustin wrapped up in a guillotine. You can see Dustin Poirier clearly interlocking his toes in the cage, and this is my breakdown of that video. Now, as you can see in the fight, when Conor McGregor gets a hold of that guillotine, he locks both hands together, which is very dangerous. Dustin knew that, Conor knew that. But one thing that McGregor did not do was that he didn't fully commit to his choke. And remember, before the fight, Conor McGregor said he does not count submissions as a real victory.
I only count knockouts. The only thing that's final in this business is a knockout.
He only counts knockouts, and I think that played a big part because you can clearly see him hesitate. He's not able to pull Dustin Poirier in his guard, and you can see Dustin Poirier take advantage of Conor McGregor's hesitation and tries to escape by jumping over to the opposite side of the choke to try to land in side control. Unfortunately, due to the position of the cage, he's not able to complete that, and he lands on the same side, which is still very, very dangerous. What he tries to do next is climb using the cage so he can be inverted. As he's trying to climb the cage, you can see Conor McGregor using his right leg to try to bring him down because he knows what Dustin's counter is going to be. But this is where interlocking your toes in the fence comes into play, because once Dustin is inverted and his left leg is interlocked inside the cage, he can only focus on trying to separate Conor McGregor's hands. He doesn't have to worry about maintaining his balance. It's very difficult to be inverted and to try to fight off a guillotine choke. But once he interlocks his toes in the cage, he can only worry about the hands. And once Conor McGregor's hands separate, Dustin Poirier can comfortably jump back into Conor McGregor's guard as he's only fighting a one-handed guillotine. And then from there, he's able to escape the one-arm guillotine and inflict some heavy ground and pound damage. So I really don't like the fact that Dustin Poirier calls Conor McGregor a cheater and a dirtbag when he, in fact, whether he intentionally or unintentionally, maybe he didn't know it, but the intent does not matter to the victim, and the victim in this case is Conor McGregor. That is against the rules, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, one of the reasons Conor McGregor got blasted in the Khabib fight for cheating, and I made a video on this, is because Conor McGregor was interlocking his toes against the fence. Again, illegal.
Can't interlock the toes in the fence. McGregor got away with that one, still doing it. Herb Dean should be warning him there.
So Dustin Poirier did the exact same thing. I believe that was the key reason why he was able to stay inverted for a long time, because he basically grabbed the fence with his toes. He didn't have to worry about falling down. He didn't have to worry about maintaining his balance. He could only focus on trying to separate Conor McGregor's hands, which he did. And as soon as he did that, he jumped right into Conor McGregor's guard and escaped the one-arm guillotine, inflict his own ground and pound, and then we all saw what happened from there. So to all the people saying, hey, did Dustin Poirier cheat? Did he do it? Yes, he did. I will say Conor McGregor's grabbing the glove is definitely more intentional, make no mistake about it. But again, the intent does not matter to the victim. Conor McGregor could have won. Honestly, I mean, that guillotine was a very, very tight guillotine. I think the number one mistake Conor did was he did not commit to it. He should have jumped on it, but he didn't. He hesitated. Great defense by Dustin Poirier, but him grabbing the fence with his toes definitely played a big part.